Hope everyone's having a blessed day today. Hope everyone's having a blessed day. Whatever you're doing today. Does anybody else think that we live in a digital prison? I think we live in a digital prison. What's happening, people? Hope everyone's blessed. But yeah, what's everyone's plans today? But yeah, does anybody just feel like there's just more to, you know, all you ever seem to do is chase money. I mean, is that really the fulfillment? Is that really what we're looking for in this world? I think there's more to life than just chasing money. I don't know about you. I'd rather just live in the woods, just be living remotely off the nature, living a simple life. Yes, please. And does anybody know whether you can play music in the background on YouTube Live, or does it get copyrighted? Because yeah, I want to play music in the background, but I don't know if you're allowed on YouTube Live. I have no idea what the rules are. But yeah, if you know, guys, just like leave a comment. But yeah, does anybody else get sick of just like chasing money every day? And you know, does anybody think that there's more to life than just chasing money? I think there is, personally. You know, that's why I was so passionate about being a nomad, living in a vehicle, because you know, it's just the same old mundane bullshit. You know, living every day. Happy birthday at Cleanse Fox. I wish you a great birthday today, whatever your plans are. But does anybody just think that we're in some sort of digital prison? You know, it's just like everything gets tracked, everything gets monitored. However, there was a standard result. Apparently digital ID now is not going to be compulsory anymore, which is great. But however, they do need to, you know, monitor illegal immigration. So whatever means they've got to do with that, then they should. But I think digital ID, yeah, it was quite a bad idea. You know, because it's just like you're like human rights. You know, like you're gonna be private. So yeah, that was a good result. But yeah, does anybody just get sick and tired of just like living a mundane life and just want to get away and just like live in the wilderness? Because that's what I think about, to be honest. I should have a job lined up in the Highlands of Scotland, working on a remote island in like a house, like a Airbnb kind of thing, but it hasn't come into fruition yet, because apparently she's interviewing other people, which is fucking bullshit, because I thought I had it. But yeah, so if that doesn't come through, then God knows. But yeah, I do miss the van life. I do miss just being out in the wilderness. But yeah, so what is everyone's opinions anyway on the whole digital ID? Like, are you happy with the result? Or do you think the government should have pursued the digital ID to stop people working illegally in the country and fetting people? I mean, I can see maybe why it was a good idea, but just people not really happy, are they? You know, being tracked 24/7, you know? Because that's what it is. Like, you would have been tracked. Like, there would have been, like, data would have been tracked on you. It's like even Facebook now, if you're on social media, like, the amount of information they can get is, you'd be shocked. It's not just your name. They can get everything. They can get where you are, your location, your move arounds, the stuff you're into, the stuff you look up. You know, so I think there's just an infringement problem when it comes to it. You know. If I could know the truth to any question, what would you want to know? That's a very good point. I think what I would love to know is what happens when you die. I think that's the ultimate question that I would like to get answered. Is when you pass away, Like, what happens? Like, do we live a alternative life? Do we get born into another body? That's what I want to know. That's what I like to know. But I believe that when you pass away, like you're like I think when you pass away, your spirit transforms into another body. So you basically get born again, but into a different body. That's what I think. I don't believe in just emptiness. I believe when you die, you get born into another body to live their life. I think that's what happens, in my opinion. Um, but like I said, that's the ultimate question, because no one really knows what happens when you die. People, there are people out there who have died for like a couple of minutes. When they have like heart attacks and they're like and they're gone, or stuff like that, and then they get resuscitated. And when people talk about those experiences, people don't really have any. I think some people sometimes think it's like some sort of like peace, like you're at like peace of yourself, like it's like quite holistic. But yeah, it's an interesting point. Yeah, like no one knows what happens before you're born, and no one happens after you die. But I think what would be great is to have that ultimatum answer, just to find out what would happen when you pass away. Is there some sort of afterlife? But I just think that when you die, you just go into peace and tranquility. But it's a bit sad though, just to think that when you passed away, that's it. Like there's nothing. It's just funny, isn't it? Like everyone's just chasing money, trying to like be better. But end of the day, nothing matters, because everyone's gonna die. you know, everyone's gonna die at some stage. You can't take money with you. You can't take success with you. So that's why I've just well, not me personally, but that's why I'm just like, I'm so into just being like traveling now, and just trying to like nomadic, trying to like have experiences. I'm sick and tired of living in this concrete jungle, day to day mundane bullshit. Yes, I'll say hello to your friend. Thank you. At I am Connor. But yeah, I appreciate everyone's comments, everyone's support. But yeah, at least the winter surpassed us now. It's like the weather doesn't seem as cold anymore, which is great. So hopefully we're on the approach to spring and summer. Yeah, so that's good. So we can actually look forward to nice weather now at last. Like at the moment, it's really nice outside. It's literally like 7, 8 degrees. So that's great. But yeah, but does anybody else think, like the world is just like, does anybody else think that there's just more to life though than just chasing money? Like, does anybody else think that, or is that just me? If it was my opinion, I would need to have currency as a thing. I would just trade stuff just to make money that way, like they did thousands of years ago. Currency and money is the root to all evil. It just makes people greedy, it makes families fall out. I hate it. I hate it. I'd rather have nothing and just live in a remote island and be happy. But hey, here we are. This is the way God's planned us. This is the way God has planned us to be on this world, to live this life. So we have to just make the best of it. But yeah. But yeah, does anybody know whether you can play music on YouTube live stream without being copyrighted? Because I was wondering that. But yeah. How's it going, Anna Rogers? Hope you're well. But no, yeah, I don't think God planned this life for us. I think what happened is, over time, power and greed has come into fruition. People have took that in prosperity, and now we're sort of like getting affected from it. Like everybody wants to be powerful, everybody wants to be a leader. And also, what's your opinion as well on the royal family? Like, do you think the royal family is outdated? Like, do you think that's like an old tradition? Because personally, I don't really feel the need for the royal family anymore. Like, why do we have a royal family? Like, what is the actual purpose of the royal family? What, just to be a public endeavour for guests who come into the country? I mean, like, do you know how much money they take from people, like tax money? We pay the royal family, and do you know how many assets they have? Yeah, so I don't really believe. I don't think the royal family needs to be a thing, to be honest. But I think it's a very old, dated tradition. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please consider subscribing. Any future subscribers really help me, and eventually the goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then that'd be great. And then hopefully I can start making some sort of monetization income. Yeah, but yeah, does anybody know about whether you can play music in the background on YouTube, or is that an infringement of copyrights? Because I was just wondering that. Yeah, I mean that's a good point as well. At Casrose about there should be no one in power. Yeah, because the problem is, you know, power is a dangerous thing. You know, I mean, just look at examples of people that have been arrested for international crimes. You know, we had Saddam Hussein, for example, was a good example. You know, just people just get greedy, and they want just to have all power, and you know, it's not healthy. You know, people should be equal. You know, people should be equal, help people out, and that's where it should be. There shouldn't be this like unfair discrepancy of people who are better than other people. Everyone should be at one level, and that's it. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I appreciate you confirming that, Casrose. You can't play music yet. I kind of thought that, but yeah, it's just a bit of a shame. It'd be nice to have some background ambience to my monologue. But yeah, but they say that the UK now is the most expensive country now in Europe for the cost of living, and for for the cost of living basically. So yeah, so it's not great video. Sorry, it's not a great country anymore in the UK. Like, the UK is so expensive now. Cost of living as well is probably not the best country to be living in. But yeah, it's probably not ideal. Yeah, someone keeps beeping in damn car parks, pissing me off. Just like, I can't stand the horn. It's like, you should only use the horn in an emergency. That's not beeping. Anyway, I really hate people that beep. It pisses me off. It causes me such fucking problems. But yeah, hope you're well at Erebus Beyond Blackwall. I hope you're having a good day, whatever you're doing. But yeah, basically, I'm just on here just talking about life, really. But yeah, I'm just saying, you know, that yeah, no, she got a point at Casrose. Like, the world is definitely full of people that don't care. You know, people are selfish, and a lot of people are very two-faced as well. You know, they sort of tell you something and then they just go against what they actually say. Like, for example, the Prime Minister or people in politics. How many stuff have they promised the people that they'll do, and then they just don't follow it up? You know, you can't trust anyone these days. Yeah, so I just think that the world needs to be more fair, and people should be equal, and you know, people should be greedy, and currency shouldn't be a thing. We should just trade stuff, you know, like did thousands of years ago. So someone fucking idiot, man, keeps fucking beeping, pissing me off. I'm gonna go out there in a minute. Sorry about that. Some fucking prick keeps beeping, pissing me off. It's like people need to understand. I don't want to keep hearing fucking like noise like that. Anyway, but yeah, no, definitely about your point. It's the internet has made a generation of self-absorbed narcissists. I think you're definitely right. Social media as well hasn't helped. You know, people are obsessed with themselves. You know, trying to like like look good, look better to make other people jealous, and that just causes a downward spiral. Downward spiral. Yeah, so interesting point about at IE Stone, invest in silver and gold, because one day we may go back to trading. I mean, yeah, silver and gold is great. I mean, I used to invest in the S&P 500, but the problem is I was keeping track of it, and you know, it wasn't really going up. It just kept staying the same. I was just in the end, I was just like, screw it. I think the best investments that I personally do or personally know of is people that invest in like high yield in like high yield and savings accounts. You know, where we get interest paid every month. It's guaranteed income. But yeah, investing in gold and silver, I think is interesting, but I don't know. I don't know if it's enough of an incentive to invest in gold and silver. I mean, maybe to buy the blocks of gold would be a good idea because that's like a physical asset. Because I know you can invest in gold and silver like online as well. But I don't know. I haven't really had that many people that have been successful from it, so I'm not too sure. I personally think the best I personally think the best investments are high yield and savings accounts, like you know tax ISAs, because you get basically paid a set interest rate, and it's guaranteed income, and there's no risk, and you get paid it every month. And obviously, with a tax ISAs, you can actually put up to 20, I think it's like £20,000 in, which is quite a lot of money. So you get paid interest rate every month. That's what I personally do. That's what I would do. Best investment advice possible. And then obviously, if you've got enough capital, you can invest in property as well. But property is obviously the property value fluctuates as well. But yeah, that's what a lot of people that I talk to or I know of that are in the property business. A lot of them say that their money's better in high yield and tax ISAs because it's guaranteed income and it's risk free. Whereas if you invest money in property, you know, okay, I get it, it is a physical asset, but the property market can fluctuate. It doesn't always go up. And when you have property, you know, problems can happen. You know, like you might get problem tenants. The property might get trashed. You know, things go wrong. Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely a few ideas. But you know, everyone loves money, don't they? Everyone loves investing in money. You know, I'm just like sick of the money now. I just want to have a nice life in the woods, peaceful, bonfire. That's what I like. But yeah, but yeah, but I just think there's more to life. I just think there's really more to life than just working to live. Like there has to be more to life. You know, I question myself every day. It's like, what am I like? You know, why are people chasing money so hard? You know, yeah, I get it. You know, if you want to be out your situation and you got bills and commitments, but it's just like, you know, like is this it? You know, like is this it? You know, like I've worked hard most of my life. You know, you know, I've tried to like work hard and stuff like that, but it just gets to a stage where you're just sick of it. You're just like, what am I doing? You know, and I'm sure this can resonate to a lot of different people as well, because you know, I'm sure everyone goes through the same thing, and everyone has those days where they're like why do I keep chasing money? You know, and this is why I'm so passionate about living in the camper van, because you know it sort of put a halt to all the bullshit, and if you can lower all your outgoings, you know, then you know like that's great, because obviously because then obviously if you've got the less outgoings you have, then the more freedom you can desire. Whereas if you keep, you know, having more outgoings, more bills, more, you know, subscriptions, whatever, then it puts you in more pressure to keep earning more money. So the less outgoings you have, the better. That's why I say just live a very simple life. Pay the bare minimum you have to pay, and that's it. They always say, a wise person said, live within your means. Always live below your means. Even if you earn money, live below your means. Never ever flash cash. People that flash cash, stupid. Like, you're just wasting money. But yeah, I appreciate you. At you man to 5200 for the beard. Yeah, thank you very much. The beard is quite long now, so I'm probably gonna shave it at some point. Not shave it, I'll just fucking trim it. Yeah, and time is the most precious resource. You're trading your time for man-made invented currency, your life force and time. Definitely, I agree. The whole system's been set up to earn money and to not question it and just be suppressed. People don't. The government don't want people to be free. They want everyone to be, some sort of digital prison. So we haven't got the freedom to do what we want. And yeah, and I think it's so dumb as well. Good point about people that flex about big car, big house. It's all dumb. I used to own a really nice one. I used to own like a really nice BMW M series once. When I spent the cash, I flashed it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a really nice car. I had a really nice car, mate. I had it for literally 2 months, and I sold it. I was just like, what am I doing? No one gives a fuck. I had it for 1 week to impress people. It's like, oh yeah, look at my BMW. But I sold it, mate. I sold it. At the moment, I've got a 2006 van, right? My van is 2006. It's done 200,000 miles, right? I don't care. As long as the outside looks decent, so I don't look, like scruffy, then it's, I'm going to keep driving it until it's broken. I don't need to get a 2022 vehicle, 2023 fan. I'm under the impression once I get something, I'll just use it basically until it's broken. I won't keep changing every 3 years to keep up with Karens, as they say, to impress other people. It doesn't interest me. And you should be using your money to make experiences that you really want to take away from life. You shouldn't be spending money on stuff that doesn't matter, like materialistic things. They do not matter. You should be spending money on going to places, visiting places you always want to be, because at the end of the day, you can die tomorrow. I have friends or people that I know of, who have died. You just can't believe it. People die any age, man. It's scary. I could literally drive my van tomorrow and be in a crash and I'm dead. Accidents happen. So you just got to live every day like it's your last, because life is so short. Life is so short. But no, I do like the old campers from 1997 and those sort of ages. Yeah, because they're like vintage, But the only problem is you got constantly upkeep them and stuff, But yeah, just if you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe to my channel, because it is very, very appreciated. Yeah, so these low IQ people have finally stopped beeping the horn. Literally, I have this fucking low IQ man behind me just kept beeping his horn for about 20 minutes. I don't think it was him. I think it was a friend. Just what are you doing? You're not impressing anyone. Stop beeping your freaking horn. But he's finally stopped now. Fucking idiot, man. I literally had to get out of there. Comes the van and say, mate, what are you doing? Stop beeping your horn. Great. Now I've got some prick parking right next to my van. Great. Yeah, and this is what bothers me. I get very irritated by people, really do. Mate, I'm literally in a car park, right? And it's literally there must be hundreds and hundreds of spaces, right? And this fucking car, right, is parking right next to my fucking van. Honestly, mate, I've had enough, mate. I've had enough. I think I need to just be away. I need to be in a remote island, because I don't like being around loads of people, man. I really don't like being around loads of people. just one thing I can't stand is just I can't stand stupidity. It really pisses me off. People that are stupid on purpose just pisses me off. But yeah. But anyway, I appreciate everyone that's like jumped on the YouTube live, and appreciate everyone's comments and appreciate everyone's support. And if you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that will really help me and it will help the channel grow as well. But yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate all the comments at Erebus Beyond Blackwall. I hope you have a good day. And I'm coming off now, so I'll see you guys soon. Take care.